Jive Hype Jeff from Two Hacks Garage. Well, it's not a Ford, and it's not Kyle's big green machine. This is Todd's 1980 Z28. Eddie Expert just got done painting it. It's a really clean car. But you know what? Like a lot of older cars, it does need a little bit of work to get it really back on the road. When Todd got it, it had an older Flowmaster system that kind of just dumped down before the axles and the leaf springs wore out. So what we're going to do is we're going to replace the exhaust with a Flowmaster kit. Super 44s, which are right here. These are a nice sounding muffler, and went ahead and actually just got the complete kit with the factory bends. So we're going to install that. But the other part about this, what we're going to do is we're going to install factory OEM leaf springs. Todd wants this as a driver. So what we're going to do is we're going to return this thing to like a factory ride height. Right now the vehicle in the back does have like those 70 shackles with the multiple holes. We're going to go ahead and get rid of that. The leaves are sagging. So Kyle, what do you think, man?
I think it's going to sound much better than it does now. I mean, it's probably a little bit louder than a stock setup today. I don't remember what series is on this now. I know it's a Flowmaster, but I think it's one of the quieter series. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how much better it sounds just going from more of a stock muffler to these 44s.
Yep, so am I. Flowmaster does make these good kits. They bolt up nicely, they sound really good, and they last. But one of the first things we're going to do is we're going to actually measure ride height and get a sound of this car. So there'll be a video right after this to kind of give you a perspective of what it sounds like now. So Todd, go ahead and grab that camera. We're going to go for the what the ride height is currently sitting at. So in the back here right now, it is sitting on factory leaves that are wore out. And it's got the, like I said, like the 70s style shackles on there.
I think it's about the third pin there, if I remember right. There's 3 adjustments. It's in the middle. Okay.
So it's pretty far down there, Kyle. What do you think? Time to replace all that?
Yes, probably.
Well, I tell you what, let's check our ride height here. So what we're going to do is we're going to measure from the ground to the wheel well. And right now that is sitting at approximately 37 1/4 inches. So what we're going to do is we're going to get to work on this car, get it up on jack stands, start wrenching, start having a good time. So we'll see you here shortly. All right, so what we got here is we got the old exhaust removed. As you can see, there's like a stainless setup in front, and it goes to a 50 series Flowmaster. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to mock it up with the new ones just to see where we're sitting, take some measurements, and start working. But as you see, this had kind of the muscle car style exhaust on it where it dumped for the axles. Todd really wants to have it just like the classic Z28 coming out the back. So we are going to get working on that. All right, quick little update here, just to kind of show you how wore out the springs were. So these are leaf springs, and they've been pretty easily, and their sections of it are separating. So yeah, it was definitely time for these to be replaced. Let me show you something real quick too on a shock, and this here is a shock. So if you look, so here is a shock absorber. Watch. Voila. It's junk. It's shit. So we're replacing all the suspension underneath this. So we got some new shocks coming tomorrow. We're going ahead and lowering the rear end. One of the reasons being on that, as we're going through and trying to mock up this exhaust, the tailpipes are actually one piece. It's not slipping into place. So we're going to make more room, cut some things, start mocking stuff up, and go from there. Just because we need more parts and a couple other items on here that were actually not correct. There's going to be a part 2 of this, but we're going to continue working, and more to come. All right, quick update. So we got the suspension out, the rear suspension out is absolutely shot. But as you can see here, here is the shackles that put in there because the leaf springs were starting to sag. And here's the new ones. As you can see, there's actually quite a bit of height difference in these. These are going to work out much better. It's going to return it back to that factory feel. And one thing we did notice when we were trying to mock up the exhaust was we think the reason why they put the dumps on this, the turn downs for the axles, was because with these in place, you couldn't run a factory tailpipe through where it needed to go. It'd start hitting these. So as you can see, this is a much difference here. But if you want to see something, here is the old leaf spring compared to the new one. This old one, pretty springy as far as wore out. We'll get a better shot of this. So the old one, it bounces pretty good. The new one, not so much. It's much sturdier, it's a lot stiffer. It's going to work out much better. So we're going to go ahead and get to work and start putting this stuff together. More to come. So we're working on doing the exhaust and the suspension work. Todd just bought this car, but I can tell you right now that the car is not a posi. If you look up in here, she is just, let me get some light in there for you. But she is just caked full Nice fried rubber all the way through here. It's it all built
Yeah,
up.
pretty good bend though.
That's
it goes into though. You know?
some redneck undercoating. Now if you come over here to the other side,
Because it's gonna swing and it's gonna hit here.
No, I'm saying here. Bend it here.
it's not like that.
Go this way, right?
The other side is clean. Show you in here real quick. Sorry, Eddie.
No, go ahead.
Sorry, Todd.
So it's that.
So yeah, this car does not have posi, but you know what? That's going to be a future project. Get the right gearing, get them to spin both instead of a one-wheel peel, and back at it. See you in a few. Jive Hive Jeff from Two Hacks Garage. Well, we didn't get everything finished last night. We did get a lot done. The new leafs are on, the new exhaust is in there. Last step is just put the shocks in. Todd got these in today. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put these shocks in. Todd, this car is gonna be pretty much a driver and he's gonna have his family in it and he wants it to ride comfortable. So what we did is we just went ahead and got a set of like Monroe nice shocks, gas. It'll complement everything we're doing here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get this done and we're gonna take a final measurement and we're gonna see how close it is to stock ride height. So stay tuned. Todd, let's get to work, buddy.
Do it.
All right, as you can see, we got everything done. The new rear leafs are in and the new exhaust is on. We did have a little video of how it sounds from the back end. We're gonna show you how it sounds, you know, out in the open environment. But I misspoke at the beginning of this video. I did say it was 37 1/4. I was wrong, it was 27 1/4. So Todd, let's go ahead and measure this to see where we're sitting. Obviously, it had those 70 style shackles that brought it up. The leafs were extremely wore out, so it sat pretty low if it wasn't for those shackles. So right now we're at 28 inches. So it was sagging 3/4 of an inch in the back. Now, if you factor in the fact that it had those long shackles and the measurement between the two, it would have really been sagging probably closer to 3.5 inches. So this is going to give Todd the ride quality, the ride height that he wants. Like I said, he's going to have friends, family, everyone in there. So it's just going to be a nice, safe, cushy ride for everybody. So what we're going to do is we're going to call this one done. But we do have another video coming up next week. Todd had this car painted by Eddie the Expert, and he did get his decal package on. It's a factory 1980 Z28 trim package on the decals. So we're going to do a video on installing those. So you know what, Todd? I'll tell you what, let's fire this thing up and see what it sounds like.
Sounds good.